I love the guy.
Yeah.
He just understands how to play. You play for Tom Izzo at Michigan State, you're going to have an understanding of the game.
And you'll be tough and prepared. Valentine telling me he thinks he can play 2, 3, or even the point at times.
I totally agree. I mean, this is a perfect screen and roll. He actually goes Meg.
Yeah.
It's a Meg right through the legs. And Cooley, who's played really well too. How about Cooley with 7 points in just a few minutes, 11 minutes on 8 boards as well.
Meanwhile, a good-looking stat line by Denzel Valentine, talking about how the game has just slowed down for him after that first game that he played, a game that we broadcast here on ESPN. He's unafraid, he says. High basketball IQ. Still learning where his shots are going to come from at the next level.
Cooley's a hero around here. He just checked out.
He got that cult hero applause, didn't he?
Kind of got a standing O. Like Mitch McGarry in Oklahoma City. I did like the first game that he really got in, and they, within 30 seconds, became their favorite guy. Oh, yeah, it was just nuts.
Nothing like the Boban Marjanovic cult following in San Antonio. Now to go to Detroit.
Yeah. Got 23 million. Valentine.
Oh, he's feeling himself a little bit.
Trading places.
Mortimer.
Valentine. Oh, look
took
at
that out of bounds. A tip like a gratuity, as in a.
Well, he's starting to feel a good cross and pull. I think this guy will find his way on the floor an awful lot for Fred Hoiberg and the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, you can see his confidence growing by the minute here.
But you know, you have Butler, you have Wade, so you'd have to go awfully small to get all 3 of those guys on the floor at the same time, unless you can play that point. Is House.
Boy, Daniel House with a baseline drive, finishing the strong way. 1 minute to go here in the third quarter. Things picking up towards the end of the period. Valentine spins away from pressure. Portis got a mismatch here. Going to go to work on the shorter House. Miller with the 3.
Oh, wow.
And look at this, Chicago extending its lead to 9.
Good unselfish play from Portis. Thought he could have taken that jump hook, but finds Miller for the open 3. Has a little bit of distance here, up 9.
Bobby Portis, former ESPN 100 prospect. He was number 16 on Paul Biancardi's list back in 2013. That's a guy that I've seen play basketball going back to his AAU days as a 15 and 16-year-old.
Where was he on the Fran Fraschilla list? I know Fran's got to have a list. He knows every player in every corner of the world. Fran's the man.
From Zagreb, Croatia, all the way to San Francisco, California. Folks, we got Big Papi and the Red Sox taking on the Yankees on Sunday Night Baseball. This one matches David Price against Tanaka. At 8 Eastern on ESPN, our coverage starts with baseball tonight. Sunday Night Countdown at 7. Also streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. I love that new Big Papi commercial.
Oh, it's classic. That's a good matchup, by the way. David Price is on my fantasy team, by the way, Mark.
Oh, how's he doing? Is he putting up for you? How many wins is he at?
ERA's, yeah, he's 9 and 6. ERA not quite where I was hoping, hovering almost at 5. But I think he's going to have a good second.
Is it tough for lefties at Fenway? Historically, a little bit?
Well, I think it's tough for any pitcher at Fenway with that short porch there left.
Portis on the drive. And he gets fouled by Dawson with 5 seconds to go. And that's going to be the 10th team foul, pardon me, the 9th. They had one to give.
Yep, still side out. That turns out to be a good play.
Valentine to inbound. Gets it back. 3 to go. Step back 3.
Oh, almost. Davies
tipped up and in by Davies. Yeah, that's the end of the third quarter. Pete Myers instructing his rookie, and the rookie being coached well. Portis with 17 and 6 going into the fourth quarter when we come back. Welcome back, everyone, to the Thomas & Mack Arena. 71-62 as we begin the fourth quarter. And the Bulls lead courtesy of their 1-2 punch. Bobby Portis and Denzel Valentine with 17 and 12 respectively. Portis got them out of the gate early And he is still perfect from downtown. Pardon me, now he's 3 of 4.
Maybe you get a law firm up there in Chicago. Portis and Valentine. Sounds pretty good.
You ring?
Valentine!
Mortimer.
It was the Dukes. It was the Dukes.
House.
Oh. So 3 spots open. I thought that was interesting. Scotty Brooks says there's, yeah, I mean, Eddie and House, not Eddie House, have an opportunity to do it.
Off the Valentine miss. McClellan, a wild shot. Missed everything, but there's a foul underneath against Chicago. That's going to go against Dawson. What about Scott Brooks saying that he had a chance to visit 5 different teams and get around the league a little bit, meet with some coaching staffs around the league? It's always a good time for guys to decompress and become a little bit enlightened, get a different view of things, right, JB,
yeah,
when you go visit other staffs?
You know what you find is nice drive by Walters, who's played awfully well here as well. He's got 13. Most guys, when they get to the NBA and they leave the NBA, they still do something that involves basketball. They're just, they're just lifers.
Right.
And, Scott Brooks, great success in OKC all those years, and good finish there by Miller, but he doesn't get away from the game. I mean, you keep watching. It's what you know. It's the only thing you know. You've been doing it all your life. See the good spin here by Davies to find.
Boy, Miller got hit twice that time by Walters and still made the shot.
Well, look at the guns. Yeah. That's not going to deter this little rock. Man, is he big.
Got to ask him how much he benches.
Playing well. You might have to get a little contest with him. I know you're big into the weight room there. I'll take Miller.
I'm in a different rack.
I'll take Miller.
Yeah. Here's McClellan. 10-point lead for the Bulls. The winner of this will take on either Cleveland or Brooklyn. Our next game right after this. 10 on the shot clock. Dawson with the drive-by and a nice finish.
Good job by Terzuski to set kind of a blind pick there.
Dawson played in Israel last year. Dinwiddie on the drive. You know what the great thing about Summer League is? Off the miss, out of bounds. You get a chance, JB, to revisit and see where guys have been. There have been very talented players who, for whatever reason, have been off the radar, and you come here to Las Vegas in over 10 days, you say, oh, that's where he's been.
Well, it's not just that you're playing for the team that you're with. There's 24 teams that are here, and there's teams representing every team in the NBA. So, there might not.
And a lot of international scouts.
Absolutely, and there might not be a spot. That's an illegal pick on Terzuski. Might not be a spot in your particular position on a team, but there's 29 other teams here that are sitting around watching, and you got an opportunity to impress.
I've had a chance to speak with scouts and management people from overseas teams, from Lithuania, from Spain, from Israel, from Italy, all here as part of the crowd watching these games. That was a technical foul, by the way, on Terzuski.
Terzuski got it.
But interesting point. It speaks to the fact that just a couple of days ago we were expecting to watch Kevin Pangos play as Walters drives, and there's the elbow by Terzuski.
I don't know that you can argue that.
Yeah,
that was pretty clear cut.
But back to my point, Pangos was expected
to play.
A deal? Cut a deal right there, and
see you later. Get on a plane. Yep. You're gone.
It's a very fluid situation here in Summer League. Whistle and foul going to go against Sheldon McClellan. Yeah, the rosters change from game to game.
There's a lot of these teams taking the Greg Popovich approach already, resting guys. It's like, seriously, you're 18, 19, 20 years old?
You're talking about Ben Simmons. Give me your take on that. I mean,
sitting?
We don't know. It might be management telling him that he's got to sit it out, because I was told he wanted to play in one of those games.
I don't know whose decision it is. It's just that it's funny to me that you're 18, 19 years old and you can't come out and play in a 40-minute summer league game. Play 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I mean, that's why you're here, right? Yeah. What's the point of sitting down and watching? I mean, the more time you can get on the floor, the better.
Here's House. Left it short. Nobody else touched the ball on that possession. They seemed a little bit out of sorts. Here's Dinwiddie. They turn it right over.
Not a great angle from Dinwiddie there. That's why that pass gets deflected. But I like Dinwiddie with the ball. He's got point guard skills, yet I like his size. He's at 6'6". Yeah. What a luxury if you can have a guy play the point position at 6'6".
Out of Colorado.
Sean Livingston.
Yep, played with the Pistons last year, and Davies couldn't cash in. Walters coming back the other way. Oubre still trying to buy one. And still can't find the range.
0-5 now from downtown. 2 for 11 in the game.
Good defense that time by Oubre. Eddie, he's been hot from downtown.
I love the stroke.
And he's still cooking with some hot grease right now.
Yeah, I think this guy finds a home. That's big time. That's 4 threes for him, isn't it?
Yep, sure is.
4 for 5.
19 points in the game for
17 minutes. I mean, look, I love the no hesitation, stop on a dime. It's actually contested, no bother. And it's a fine looking stroke as the Wizards have made 9 threes now.
Washington hanging around down by 7. Under 7 minutes to go. 24 teams here, 12 of them playoff teams as Dinwiddie knocks down the 3 ball. Keeping Washington at bay.
They just really couldn't get out in a rotation in Detroit. But I think he's clearly an NBA player. He's got some nice skills. Or maybe he finds a niche here with Chicago. Going to be awfully tough when you have Butler, Wade, and then Valentine, Grant.
Still
pretty stacked at that position.
Still some pretty significant, well, maybe not significant, but rosters still have to be filled out. Dinwiddie with an opportunity to find a home still. Suleiman on the break. And 1. Rashid Suleiman.
That's a good kick out right there. Right on time from Morgan. And a little fumble from Suleiman, but he finds a way to gather, get the harm, and knock it in. Chicago looks good here. Look, they're playing a lot of guys that played in the NBA last year. Now, when you do that, you got to think that they're going to advance in this tournament.
Yeah, with Portis and Felicio.
Grant played 16 minutes a game last year.
Oubre got hacked inside. You could hear it from our courtside broadcast position. And he will go to the free throw line, where he's 7 of 10. Already today, a couple of games decided at the buzzer. One on a controversial foul call on Tyus Jones, who calmly knocked down a couple of free throws. Tyler Ulis with a 3 at the buzzer to defeat Denver.
Tyus Jones has looked good here this week. He had 28 and 10 the other day.
That's going to be a very interesting backcourt situation.
Rubio
in Minnesota with Chris Dunn playing well here as a rookie. Rubio
and Tyus Jones.
Levine.
Yeah, well, I think they experimented with Levine at the point last year. I think that experiment's going to be over.
Well, he's a 2 now.
Yeah, well, I mean, he played a lot of point last year just to see that's not happening now. Chris Dunn, if you ask people around here, as Tarczewski gets the dunk, Chris Dunn arguably